Agents have a lot of definitions. So, what is an agent on IIMAGINE? The best way to explain it is with an example. This agent generates healthy recipes based on criteria from the user and recipes from a famous chef. If we enter the number of servings, maximum calories per serve, and minimum protein per serve, the agent will generate a recipe that meets this criteria. So how do we create this agent? It's very simple. Go to Agents in the main menu, click My Agents, then click Create Agent. Give it a title and an optional description. Now let's add the input fields by clicking Add Field. Enter number of servings in the field name and add a field description. You can select between text, image, and URL fields. For this example, we're using a text field. You will use the image option if you create an agent that will use AI to review the image and generate a response based on the content of the image. For example, the agent could ask the end user to upload an image of a plate of food, so the AI can review it and provide a response that includes an estimate of the number of calories in the meal. You will use the URL option if you create an agent that will ask the end user to enter a URL, then use AI to review the content on that page and provide a response based on the content of the page. You can optionally set a maximum number of characters. I'll repeat this process to add the other input fields. Now we need to create the prompt by clicking Add Prompt. For this example, I'll enter this prompt: You're an expert chef. Generate a recipe that meets the specific requirements of the user and uses the flavors and cooking concepts of the recipes in the knowledge base. You can see that you can add more than one prompt. This is useful when you need to generate an output that has multiple sections. For example, if you created an agent for generating business plans, it would need a separate section for product, marketing, and operations. In this case, you would create a separate AI prompt for each section. Now let's add the recipes from the famous chef. We do this by selecting a neuron. A neuron is just a knowledge base on IIMAGINE. Go to Neurons in the main menu, click Create, give it a title, then copy and paste your data into the content box or upload a file and save. When we return to the agent, refresh the page and click the drop-down menu, we can see the neuron we just created. In practice, you would normally create neurons before creating agent, so you don't have to go back and forth like this. You can probably also see that neurons are optional. If the AI model you are using already has a detailed knowledge of the recipes of the famous chef, you don't need to add that data to the agent. You can optionally select a category and add an image for your agent. You can also optionally set usage limits. This will help to make sure you don't accidentally use too many tokens. If none of this means anything to you, we suggest using the default settings. Just keep in mind that if you see a rate-limiting message, it will relate to one of these settings, and you'll just need to decide if you want to increase the limits. This is usually only going to be relevant for people that want to embed the agent into a website or monetize the agent by putting it into the marketplace. We'll talk about these options later in this guide. The section called Additional Information can optionally be used to remind yourself of how the agent works. If you decide to put the agent in the marketplace, this is where you will explain how the agent works and how the end users can get the best results. If you want to monetize an agent, switch Add to Marketplace to On and set the price per use. You'll need to go to the Creator section in the main menu and set up your payment information in order to be able to collect revenue generated by the agent. When you're happy with everything, click Create Agent. You can also embed agents into a website by clicking Embed, copying the embed code, and pasting it into any website that can accept iframes. If you use the website provided by IIMAGINE, go to My Business, then Website, then Embed, then paste the embed code in the iframe box. You can see that you can restrict access to the result generated by the agent by requiring end users to enter their email to see the result. You can also set a tag for these users. The email addresses of these users will be added to the contacts list, which can be accessed by going to CRM, then Contacts. Remember that you don't need to learn any of this. You can simply tell Cortex to create an agent for you, or ask it any question about how to use any feature on the platform if you prefer to do the work yourself.